Hi you guys, I'm making this video on March 28th because I feel like it's important to get out. We're talking about the stimulus check. Getting a lot of questions about who gets a stimulus check. So first of all, how much, who qualifies, and other frequently asked questions. So we're going to answer some questions about, first of all, who gets a check, how much is it going to be, how do they determine who gets a check, when are we expected to get it, and where is it going to go when they do send it to us? And lastly, is it taxed? I feel like these are all really important questions, so I didn't want to waste any time in getting an answer out to you guys. So the first thing I want to say is, who will receive a stimulus check? Well, you guys, if you have any earned income and it's between $75,000 and $99,000 as a single filer, or $150,000 and $198,000 as a married filing jointly, you will get a check. Now, how much is the check? Simple fact: single, $1,200 per person. Married, $2,400. Head of household is also $1,200, and then any dependents you have under 17 years old will be an additional $500. Now, there are threshold amounts. And the easiest way to find if you're in the threshold, so let's say you're not sure. First of all, how do they determine when you get it? All right, you guys, it's based on your 2019 tax filings. But what if you didn't file for 2019 yet? If you haven't already filed your 2019 taxes, you guys, it's going to be based on your 2018 tax filing. So if you haven't already filed your 2019 taxes because you know it's been extended, you may be better off, if your 2018 taxes were lower, to use that number. And quickly, let's take a look. If you go to this link, this is a CNBC page. So let's do a couple of examples. So let's say I'm a single guy and I made $77,000. So I'm just over the threshold. But I have one child. By this calculator, and I will put a link to this calculator down below, you guys, I would still get a stimulus check of $1,600. So that would be my $1,200 minus a small amount taken off. Now it's actually $5 less for every $100 you make of income over the threshold, but this makes it a little bit easier to figure out. So let's say that you're a married couple and you made $177,000 and you have no children. Now, we know that the threshold starts at $150,000. So when we hit the calculate button, you'd see that we'd still get a check, but it will only be $1,050 instead of the $2,400, which would be the total for two under $150,000. You guys, I'll put that link in there for you to check out. Now, next question is, how do they determine where to send the check? Well, that all depends on your last filing when you did your taxes. If perchance the last time you e-filed and you had direct deposit to a bank, you guys, if you use the bank, the IRS is going to use their latest information on your whereabouts. So if you did direct deposit, let's say to Wells Fargo Bank in the past for the last filing, they're going to send it to that bank. Now, if the last time you got a tax refund, it was sent to an address like a home or a P.O. box, you guys, that's where they're going to send the last check. So if you've moved, it's very important that you realize you may need to do an update with the IRS. Now, if you haven't filed your taxes, and here's an example, if you did make less this year, let's say, or you've been laid off during 2019, and let's say you made less in 2019 than you did in 2018, that may be a good reason for you to get those taxes filed before April 15th. Because if you do, A, it will have the updated address or bank to send it to, but will also get you a bigger stimulus check. All right, last question, the big question everybody wants to know. Is it taxed? Are they going to tax my stimulus check? Simple answer is no. Simple answer is, if you get a check, it is tax-free. Now, does that apply to everyone? I'm sure there's some exceptions, and If you have a question, you guys, I'm not a tax expert. I don't tend to be. If you have a question about it, ask a tax professional. But my understanding is as long as you qualify for the tax because of the coronavirus pandemic, this is an exemption, and I don't know exactly what they call the exemption or what the rule is, but because of this rule, this money should be tax-free to you to use to spend how you feel fit. All right, you guys. I hope you got something out of this. If you did, give me a thumbs up. If you're not already subscribed, you guys, please subscribe. If you have questions or anything I can try to answer, put them in the comments. If you guys know something that I forgot to mention on here, and again, I'm just going off totally everything I've learned on the internet, so let's face it, other than what I've read on multiple sites. So if you guys have something in here that you know that I didn't put in there, please let me know in the comments. All right, you guys? We'll take it. We'll see you again next week. Thanks.